She said she was on a work trip, but I followed her. My girlfriend told me she had to leave town for a work conference. She packed a suitcase, kissed me goodbye, and said, "I'll call you every night." But something about her tone felt off. So I did something I'd never done before. I checked the flight she said she was taking. The airline? No record of her name. That's when I got suspicious. I decided to follow. I drove out the next morning, tracking her through her best friend's social media, and sure enough, there she was. Not in a conference room, but at a beach resort, hand in hand with a guy I'd never seen before. The lies stung worse than the cheating. She didn't just betray me, she built an entire fake story complete with fake texts from co-workers. I confronted her when she got back, holding up the photos I'd taken. Her face dropped. She begged me to not ruin what we have. But what did we have? Nothing but lies. I ended it. And the guy she went with? He dumped her once he realized she wasn't single. Her fake work trip cost her both relationships. Mine, and the fantasy she tried to live in. She lost her wallet, and that's how I found out. One night, my girlfriend came home in a rush. She said she had lost her wallet at the mall. I offered to help retrace her steps, but she insisted she had already called around and didn't want me to worry. The next day, the mall security office called. They had her wallet. She hadn't even picked it up. So I went. When the security guard handed me the wallet, I noticed something strange. Inside wasn't just her ID and credit cards. There was a hotel room keycard. Curious, I asked the guard if it had been turned in with the wallet. He nodded. That night, I looked up the hotel, and when I checked the dates, it lined up perfectly with the nights she said she was at work late. When I confronted her, she panicked. She spun lies about helping a friend, but couldn't explain the room charges on the receipt still tucked in her wallet. Her lost wallet told the story she never would. I gave it back to her and told her she lost more than just her wallet. She lost me. She was living a double life, and I had no idea. For a year, I thought I had the perfect girlfriend. We went on trips, spent holidays together, even talked about moving in. But then, little cracks started to show. She'd vanish on weekends, saying she had family obligations. She never let me pick her up from her house. One night, I decided to follow her after she left. She drove to a completely different neighborhood than she claimed she lived in. I watched as she walked up to a house, unlocked the door, and was greeted by her husband and kids. My stomach flipped. She wasn't just cheating, she had an entire second life. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I gathered proof, photos, screenshots, messages. Finally, I sat her down and told her I knew everything. She broke down crying, begging me to not ruin her family. But what about the life she built with me? I walked away. And the last thing I told her was, if you wanted 2 lives, you should have been honest about both. She didn't just lose me that day. She risked losing the family she lied to protect. One dinner bill told me everything. My girlfriend and I always split expenses. So when a random restaurant bill showed up in our shared account, I thought nothing of it, until I realized it was from a place we'd never been together. I asked her about it. She said, "Oh, that must have been lunch with coworkers." But the bill wasn't for lunch. It was for dinner. 2 entrees, a bottle of wine, a dessert platter for 2. My gut twisted. I called the restaurant, pretending to be confirming a reservation. The hostess remembered her because she was there with a guy celebrating an anniversary. An anniversary. With him, not me. When I confronted her, she crumbled. She tried to say it meant nothing. But the dinner bill didn't lie. I told her, if you're celebrating anniversaries with someone else, this relationship already ended. Then I walked away, leaving her with the check for the lies she ordered. She had a secret chat app, and I wasn't in it. My girlfriend was always on her phone, but never on the apps I knew. One day, while she was in the shower, I noticed a folder hidden inside her home screen. Inside was a chat app I'd never seen before. Curiosity got the best of me. I opened it. Dozens of messages, late-night photos, plans to meet. The worst part? She had me saved as "Do Not Disturb," while the other guy got her heart emojis. When I confronted her, she claimed it was just harmless fun. Harmless? Sharing hotel room selfies at 2 a.m.? I told her straight. If you need a secret app to talk to someone, you don't need me. I left, and the secret app went silent. The fallout? She lost the guy once he realized she was cheating on me with him too. And me. I gained peace knowing the truth. My parents lied about my inheritance, and I found out. When my grandfather passed away, he left a will. Everyone said he adored me. I was his only grandson, always helping him around the house. So when the will was read, I expected something. Instead, my parents told me, he left you nothing. Don't take it personally, I was crushed, but I let it go. Until months later, while cleaning the attic, I found a box addressed to me in his handwriting. Inside was a copy of the will. He had left me $50,000. Not a fortune, but life-changing for me. But the account was empty. My parents had taken it. They'd lied straight to my face. When I confronted them, they admitted it. We needed it more than you. No apology. No remorse. I walked out of their house that day and never looked back. Family is supposed to protect you, not rob you. And sometimes blood doesn't make people trustworthy. It just makes the betrayal hurt worse. My boss stole my idea on his birthday. At work, I spent weeks putting together a presentation that could land our company a huge client. I stayed late, skipped lunches, poured everything into it. The day came, and my boss asked me to send him the file so he could look it over. In the meeting, he stood up and presented it, word for word, slide for slide, as if it was his own. He got the applause, he got the handshake, he got the credit. I sat there stunned. Later, he patted me on the back and said, "You should be proud of me." We nailed it, no we, just him. That night, I sent the client an email thanking them for meeting with us. I signed my full name and mentioned how much I appreciated them enjoying the points I'd worked so hard on. The client wrote back, "You should be proud." It was clear those ideas were yours. The fallout? My boss got exposed when the client mentioned me in the follow-up meeting. His reputation crumbled, and within months, he was out of a job. Me? I was promoted into his position. Sometimes karma doesn't wait. It shows up right on time. My parents forgot my birthday, but it wasn't an accident. When I was a kid, birthdays were supposed to be special. Cake, balloons, family. But year after year, my parents forgot. No party, no cake, not even a happy birthday. I thought maybe they just weren't the type to celebrate. Until one year, I came home from school and saw them decorating the living room. Streamers, presents, balloons. I thought, finally, they remembered. But it wasn't for me. It was for my younger brother, whose birthday was 2 months away. They told me he deserves it more. You're older. You'll understand I didn't. I never did. That day, I realized it wasn't forgetfulness. It was favoritism. And no matter how hard I tried, I was never going to be their priority. Now, as an adult, I celebrate my birthday with friends who actually care. Family isn't always the people you're born to. Sometimes it's the people who choose to show up. My boss promised me a promotion, but gave it to family. I worked 5 years at the same company. Long nights, weekends, doing the work no one else wanted to touch. My boss always said, "Don't worry, your time is coming. The next promotion is yours," I believed him. Then the promotion opened up. I polished my resume, nailed the interview, and waited for the call. But instead of me, his nephew, fresh out of college, got the job. No experience, no late nights, no sacrifice. When I asked why, my boss shrugged. Family comes first. I realized in that moment, loyalty to them meant nothing. My years of effort meant nothing. So I quit. Within months, I joined a rival company. And guess what? I landed a position higher than the one I was denied. My old company ended up losing clients. To me. Sometimes the best revenge is simply succeeding where they said you couldn't. My parents skipped my graduation for a party. Graduation was supposed to be one of the proudest days of my life. I was the first in my family to finish college. I told my parents months in advance. Sent them the schedule, bought extra tickets, even reserved them good seats. But when the day came, they never showed. Later, I found out why. They'd gone to a neighbor's barbecue instead. Burgers and beers mattered more than my degree. I sat there in my cap and gown, scanning the crowd for faces that weren't there. It broke me, but it also motivated me. I walked that stage alone, but years later, I built a life they could only dream of. And when people asked why my parents weren't around, I just said, they had other plans. Sometimes family fails you, but success is the best reminder that you didn't need their approval in the first place.